Cancer. This week begins with a realization you can't emotionally retreat from anymore. The moment the sun enters your sign, the emotional volume rises immediately. Things you could ignore 2 weeks ago suddenly feel personal, undeniable, and urgent. And the truth is, part of you already knew this confrontation was coming. You felt the pressure building underneath the surface for months. Now it arrives. This is your season, but it does not begin gently. You are standing at the edge of a major emotional transition. Jupiter is preparing to leave Cancer after spending the past year forcing growth through emotional vulnerability, family dynamics, private healing, and questions of safety and belonging. Before it exits, it demands honesty. Not politeness, not emotional management, honesty. You may realize this week that you've been protecting someone else from consequences while quietly damaging yourself in the process. Or maybe you've been shrinking your needs to preserve stability. Either way, the imbalance becomes impossible to justify now. Mercury in Cancer intensifies emotional memory. Conversations replay in your mind differently this week. Certain comments suddenly reveal hidden meaning. You begin recognizing patterns you excused before because you wanted peace more than clarity. But peace built on avoidance never lasts. Midweek carries a sharp emotional turning point. Someone may disappoint you, delay something important, or fail to show up the way they promised. And instead of making excuses for them, you finally see the emotional cost of continuously understanding everyone except yourself. That changes your energy immediately. You stop over-explaining. You stop negotiating your boundaries internally before speaking them aloud. And the moment that happens, people around you feel it. Venus in Leo also pushes themes around self-worth and emotional value. You are beginning to understand that being needed is not the same as being cherished. That realization may hurt at first, especially if you've tied love to sacrifice for a long time. But it is necessary. There is also a deeper identity shift happening beneath the visible events of this week. Chiron entering Taurus begins exposing wounds connected to belonging, social support, future security, and the fear of losing stability if you disappoint others. You are being asked to build a future that supports your nervous system, not just your responsibilities. By the weekend, your emotional clarity becomes stronger than your fear of upsetting people. And that is the beginning of real transformation. This week is not about becoming colder. It's about becoming impossible to emotionally manipulate.
Cancer. Your tarot card is the Five of Wands. There is tension building around competing needs, emotional misunderstandings, or unresolved friction this week. Not every conflict requires escalation, but this card warns against suppressing your feelings until resentment explodes later. You may feel emotionally pulled between loyalty to others and loyalty to yourself. The real challenge is learning that protecting your peace is not selfish. Midweek may bring emotionally charged conversations or competing expectations. Stay grounded. Not every loud situation deserves your emotional energy.
Cancer. You get hexagram 49. Lake over fire. Revolution. An emotional transformation is already underway, even if outward circumstances have not fully caught up yet. This hexagram appears when old identities, emotional roles, or relationship dynamics become impossible to sustain honestly. You are changing internally, and because of that, certain structures around you must change too. The difficult part is trusting the transformation before external certainty arrives. Midweek may bring a decisive emotional realization that permanently alters how you view someone or something important. Once clarity arrives, there is no returning to emotional denial.
Cancer, your rune is Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of disruption, revelation, and necessary emotional upheaval. Something unstable can no longer remain hidden beneath emotional maintenance alone. This week may bring sudden realizations, emotional confrontations, or unexpected shifts that force clarity faster than you planned. But Hagalaz is not punishment. It removes structures already weakening underneath the surface. The storm exists to expose what was unsustainable. Once the emotional debris settles, your future becomes much more honest.
This week exposed truths that were already forming underneath the surface long before anyone admitted them out loud. Not every ending is destruction. Some endings are rescue. Tell me in the comments, what part of this week's reading hit hardest for you emotionally? If this message resonated, subscribe, like the video, and activate the bell so you stay connected to these weekly readings. And don't forget to watch your rising sign as well. Sometimes the rising sign reveals the pressure your soul is actually navigating beneath appearances.